Hey folks, how are you? Welcome back to Vegas. I'm Matt Peralt here on PlayPicks.com's YouTube channel for the NFC Championship Game. This is a big one. Dome Stadium, Saints, Rams, winner goes to Atlanta for the Super Bowl. Now, what we try to do with these videos, Matt Brown's got a video for you for the side and the total, which over under, Saints Rams. He'll break that down for you and give you all sorts of great information as to what he thinks is going to happen and maybe what you need for some confirmation as to where you're going to go with your money for this big game in the NFC for their championship game. But what we're going to do here, we're going to talk prop bets, things that I like, things that I've seen, give you some information that might help you when you're picking out prop bets. Because look we're down to 3 games left in the NFL. 3. So you got to get a little action going, right? You got to get a little fun going. And why not go to dkpicks.com and get $35 for free to help you along your way coming up here this weekend. I was in Jersey last weekend for the DraftKings National Sports Betting Championship. And hey, I got in. I went and did my little registration and got my free money. And hey, I turned that free money into even more money. I hit a nice little parlay with it. So you can do the same thing coming up this weekend for what we're doing here with dkpicks.com. Also, when you go to dkpicks.com, go there first, then go over to playpicks.com/bonus. And there's a bunch of other sports books with other great bonuses and other great free money, $500 in free money in some places. So go check that out for sure. Free wagers, all sorts of cool things on playpicks.com/bonus. All right, let's get to this game. It's inside the dome, so no weather worries whatsoever here. Fast track, beautiful, perfect, pristine environment in a rocking atmosphere for the Saints. Let's start at DraftKings, where both these teams are actually a run-first offense. It's a little odd, right? You think about the quarterbacks in Drew Brees and Jared Goff, the receivers, how fast these teams can score, but really they like to run the ball a lot. Both teams actually rank in the top 5 in number of rushes per game, and they're tied for number of rushing touchdowns per game at 1.5. So with that, you're thinking about prop bets, who scores the first touchdown? Both teams run the ball. I think it's a good idea to look at the running backs, right? Look at who might be getting touches in the red zone. Todd Gurley, Alvin Kamara, the 2 bell cows, right? The workhorses of these offenses. They are both plus 600 to score the first touchdown. So either one I like, maybe put money on both. Plus 600, good value there. Gurley is minus 200 to score a touchdown in the whole game, and Kamara is minus 167 to score a touchdown as well. Now, one thing you need to know about prop bets, at least this is how I do it. You have to paint a picture and describe a narrative to yourself as to how the game's going to go. High scoring, low scoring, because it matters. How do you get to that number that I'm playing the over in this game, okay? I've already played it at 57. So since I like the over, I'm thinking points, right? I'm thinking points early, points often, wide receivers, throwing of the football, quarterbacks big numbers, running backs with big long runs, red zone touchdowns. That's kind of how I'm playing this out in my head. If you are on the under, maybe you go the other way. Maybe Drew Brees is not throwing the football. Maybe Jared Goff is turning the football over. Maybe there's a bunch of turnovers in the red zone. There's just play it out in your head and then bet your prop bets accordingly. Now, if you're right, bingo, you've hit it. Now, if you're wrong, that stinks, but I think that's the only way you really should do this. Don't just take a flyer. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to throw a prop bet on who scores first. Think about it. Play it out. Who should score first? How? When? Why? That's the best way of approaching these games, because that's how you're going to be logical with picking what side you're going to roll with here and what play you're going to make for prop bets. So speaking of that, what team scores first? I know it's tough, okay? Which team, because the coin flip matters. Who gets the ball first? However, in week 9, when the Saints and the Rams played, the Saints got the ball first, went right down the field, and they scored. So since I like the over and I like points, the Saints scoring first is minus 136. I like that. They need the ball first, but they could get the ball first, depending on how the coin flip winds up going. The Saints scoring first and winning is plus 155. I think there's a good shot at that. The no is the Saints winning and not, or scoring first and not winning is minus 345. If you like the Rams to win and score first, it's plus 100. The Rams scoring first. The Rams scoring first and winning is plus 100. The no on that is minus 200 for that. All right. Drew Brees. He has thrown for over 300 yards in every playoff game at home since the 2009 NFC Championship game. Put up yards in the postseason. this could be another opportunity for him to put up a lot of yards. I like the over in this game, so I like Brees throwing the football. The number is 295.5 for yards for Drew Brees, minus 115. If you want to go contrarian on that, it's minus 115 for Drew Brees throwing under 295.5 yards. Now, C.J. Anderson for the Rams had a big game last week. Will he again? Potentially, right? Scoring 2 touchdowns, interesting prop, because if he's getting the ball a lot, if they focus on Gurley, maybe it's C.J. Anderson. 2 touchdowns in the game, plus 800. Plus 800. I like that. Here's one for both quarterbacks on the same number of touchdowns, plus 325, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how much offense we're seeing there. Maybe they throw the same number. Player props versus each other, I like a lot here from DraftKings. Michael Thomas versus Robert Woods. This is one key. I really like this one a lot. Thomas had 212 yards receiving in the first matchup. Woods had only 71. Thomas is minus 182 to have more yards than Robert Woods. It's a real good chance Michael Thomas, he's unstoppable. It's a real big game. I know Keith Leap's playing in this game for the Rams, but Thomas is unguardable. So I like Michael Thomas with big yardage. And then finally at DraftKings, Kamara and Gurley were under 100 yards rushing in the first matchup. Both those guys. Right now, they're both, but the numbers they did accumulate is over the projected number right now for this game from a prop bet. Rams are 12-0 this year when they run for over 100 yards. And even though the Saints have the best rush defense in the NFL, Gurley at over 67.5 yards. Maybe he pops a big one. Minus 125, good option. And Kamara at 60.5 yards. That also is minus 115. I like that as well. One big run up the middle, 40, 50 yards, and you got your prop bet. All right, over at FanDuel, if you like the Rams to win outright, the money line's nice at plus 154. However, if you like them to win between 1 and 13 points, kind of an alternative point spread, but not really, FanDuel plus 200 on that. So if you like a win, granted it can't be a straight Rams blowout. Rams can't win by 2 touchdowns. But if you like the Rams to win between 1 and 13 points, that's plus 200. I like that. Drew Brees, again, throwing over 300 yards, plus 186 at FanDuel. He's also minus 108 to throw. Plus 300 yards to throw that and to win is plus 186 at FanDuel. Minus 108 to just go over 300 yards passing in the game, but lose. Michael Thomas, monster game like we talked about in the first matchup. He is plus 430 to score 2 touchdowns. Plus 430. How about 3? Plus 2,200. Maybe you throw $5 on that and see what happens with that. But that's pretty decent. And finally, Jared Goff had 28 completions in the first matchup. The Saints have the best run defense, so maybe there's a lot of passing opportunities for Jared Goff. They're not great, only 28th in pass defense. So maybe Goff is chucking the ball around a lot. 23.5 completions for Jared Goff at minus 112. I do like that one a lot. So a lot of great prop opportunities here. I love the Michael Thomas props. I love the Drew Brees props. If you like the Rams, I think the Rams more than just the money line, that FanDuel plus, winning between 1 and 13 points, I like a lot at plus 200. So it's even better money than the plus 154 you're going to get on the money line at FanDuel. So check out those. Those are some of my favorites, but a lot of cool prop bet opportunities. Before you do that, DKPicks.com. $35. Go get it. DKPicks.com and also playpicks.com/bonus. All the great other sportsbook information and sportsbook opportunities you have with New Jersey. And do us a couple of favors. First, tell me what prop bet you like in this game. What prop are you playing? What prop do you like? Recommend it. Help your fellow players out there say, hey, I found this prop. Here's why I love this prop. Don't just give a prop. Tell why. Like, here is my thought process. Here is the information, the stats. Here's why I'm playing this prop bet. And then hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Help us grow this YouTube channel. Stay with us. Super Bowl still to come. We'll have a prop bet video for the AFC Championship game as well. Matt Brown's got a pick video as well coming out. Check it out. Stay here. Stay tuned. I'm Matt Peralt. Much more to come here on playpicks.com.